The San Francisco 49ers have a lot of growing concerns around this football team, the health of it, all sorts of stuff. And so they've gone out there and they've made a bunch of moves. Several moves indicating where the 49ers are feeling, where they're at right now. Plus, we also have new updates. One of them is a really good injury update. We actually have two good injury updates now that I'm thinking about it. That's all coming in this episode. Hit subscribe if you're looking for more 49ers content like this. Quick question for you guys. Matt Barrows put this out there today, or maybe yesterday, and I was a little surprised to hear this. Here's what Matt Barrows said. I think Jason Pinnock has pretty much nailed down one of the starting safety spots, and neither Richie Grant nor Jair Brown has leaped forward to seize that other starting position. That by itself was already a little bit surprising to me, if I'm honest with you. But okay, if Marquise Siegel continues to ascend, he could be another rookie along with Upton Stout starting early in the season. How does it make you feel? Just tell me where you're at. Comment below. How does it make you feel that the San Francisco 49ers might be starting Marquise Siegel as their starting safety instead of Jair Brown, instead of Tig Brown? That one, I'm not going to lie to you guys, I did not expect to read that tweet yesterday. That one totally caught me off guard. But the upside is if Marquise Siegel earns that spot and takes that opportunity, we've seen what Jair Brown is capable of in that 2023 season especially. So I'd like to believe if he earns that slot, it's saying a lot of really good things about who he is. Obviously, we have a little ways to go before Malik Mustafa comes back from injury. We'll get into that later in the episode as well. But overall, I'd say this is hugely positive that Marquise Siegel has a shot to make this team, with a slight negative that Jair Brown, I expected to take that step up. We'll wait and see how it goes. But let's start about some of the moves that the 49ers have made so far, starting with this guy. Tanner Mordecai was dropped, technically again. Now, it could be because of all the roster moves, and so he might be on his way back. We might need him, for another games. Who's to say? But what I will say is Tanner Mordecai was below Carter Bradley and in the depth chart there, and he got the axe after throwing a horrendous pick this first preseason game. So that's something I think by itself is interesting. But one of those moves that the 49ers made in dropping Tanner Mordecai was bringing in Travis Gibson. This is an interesting move, okay? This guy, 28-year-old native, this is from the 49ers official press release. The 28-year-old native of Cedar Hill, Texas, Gibson attended the University of Tulsa for 4 seasons, where he appeared in 49 games and registered 114 tackles, 13 sacks, 8 forced fumbles, 2 passes defensed. Am I going to have to fix this slide here? I'm going to have to fix it. Oh, there you go. Just stick with me for a second because it won't take long for me to fix it. But anyway, Travis Gibson's an interesting one because if you look back, not just to college, but if you look back to, his initial prospect profile and kind of how is this guy expected to produce coming out of this, just delete that. Why not, right? If you look back, there's some interesting stuff on Travis. Coming out of college, okay, he was considered a very raw prospect, for example. That's something that I don't really feel like has changed for him. But the upside on him's pretty cool too. If you go back to that prospect profile, here's what the 49ers had to say about him. So Gibson was originally drafted by the Bears in the 5th round. In 2020, throughout his 5-year NFL career, he's played with the Bears, the Titans, and the Jaguars. Oh, and then he had a little stint with the Seahawks as well. He's appeared in 53 games and registered 78 tackles. That right there will tell you that he's probably considered a camp body, but an important camp body because he does have upside. Nearly 60 pounds he added while he was at Tulsa. But the thing that I thought that really sticks out there, first step, explosive. That's the kind of stuff that we see a lot of times from the 49ers. They look for these guys who have that explosive first step. He's flexible and he's athletic. So let's just say he's a depth guy. He's a camp body with upside. And we need camp bodies right now. So I'm not going to downplay that whatsoever. There is a huge upside for those camp bodies. Another huge update today. This was not a move by the 49ers. I mean, technically, I guess you could call it a move or whatever, but he was activated. Andre Dillard was activated from the PUP list. This I'm really excited about, because we saw some issues at the depth of the tackle position. I think you can read between the lines there. Now, similar to a guy like Ben Barch last year, Andre Dillard did not have a lot of snaps last year, but like Ben Barch, when he did step on the field, he graded very highly for a guy who's not playing consistently. It's very difficult for players, especially on the offensive line. In my opinion, it's very tough to come in and just produce right out the gate. So I thought that was a really huge sign. I'm excited about that one. Former first rounder, drafted by Philly, played in Tennessee and Green Bay as well. And he played tackle all 4 years at Washington State. So he's got a lot of years. I think that's 9 years, if I'm not mistaken, something like that. Ton of college experience, good lateral quickness, good balance. And the main thing, again, it's the upside. This is a guy, when you're looking, in my opinion, when you're looking at depth guys, you're looking for consistency and upside. You're not getting consistency from this guy. Had some injuries. He's had many seasons where he hasn't been the consistent starter. And when he has been the consistent starter, he hasn't been the best. But we need upside right now. No offense to Spencer Burford or anyone else on that offensive line depth chart right now, but we need some upside, and so I'm excited about that. I am excited about that. He comes with a huge asterisk, just like a lot of these guys do, but I'll take it for what it is. Another huge upside today, again, not a move by the 49ers, but Cowing. Cowing is back, and Kyle Shanahan said he looked, quote, good out there today. So that's a great sign, because we desperately need the wide receiver room. The wide receiver room desperately needs a little bit of help right now. It's not looking good, and I'm going to get to more on that in just a second. So I'm really excited that Jacob Cowing is back. Good to go. Renardo Green didn't quite. He was another guy who was supposed to be potential for today, looking like he's still going to need a few more days, so we'll have to wait and see on him. Renardo Green, obviously, from the cornerback perspective, I'm kind of jumping around here. So Jordan Watkins, this is part of some of the bad news, okay? Jordan Watkins has a high ankle sprain, didn't even notice it during the game, didn't even feel it or report it after the game, and woke up the next day on Sunday feeling his ankle. They did an MRI. Not good. He's going to be out for a month. That is a really bad situation for Jordan Watkins. He just went from having a high potential because of the injury room, or because of the wide receiver core and the injuries in there. He had a high potential to not just play on this team, but actually get some snaps, which rookie wide receivers under Kyle Shanahan usually don't. Now, a month out, he's probably not going to get a lot of snaps. If he does get snaps, then I have even more concerns, because we have our wide receiver room is in a really bad way. If Watkins, a month after being out for a month, is getting a lot of snaps in the NFL. We also got Amir Abdullah news. He went officially to the injured reserve. That also made space for bringing in Jeff Wilson. So that's kind of how that played out. Speaking of Jeff Wilson, it is official. I just wanted to make sure I said that out loud. I talked about it yesterday. It was reported. Now it's official. And this is really important, you guys. Amir Abdullah down. He's going to be gone for a while. Jordan James still out. Isaac Guerrero, he's running at full pace, which is good, but because of the shoulder injury, he's out. So we have a really bad situation developing in the running back room. The two huge positives for me: Corey Kiner looked pretty good. He looked like he had really high potential. Corey Kiner did in the preseason game. So I'm excited about that. Like, let's not sleep on Corey Kiner. But also Jeff Wilson's proven he has tailed off a little bit in his career, but I love this signing. I love bringing in guys with veteran experience, guys who've done it in the system. Going from the 49ers to the Dolphins and then back to the 49ers, not going to be tough for him. Language is going to be really similar. Good situation for Jeff Wilson. I love this decision. This was a great decision, in my opinion. We're 4 days out from the Raiders. We're 2 days out, or 3 days out, rather, from the Raiders potentially having a joint practice, the 49ers having a joint practice. Interestingly, Kyle Shanahan was asked, are you going to cancel that because of all of the injuries? I think it's like, that number's got to be around 20 right now. A lot of players. It's a lot of players. Kyle Shanahan actually said that he's not planning on canceling practice or canceling the joint practice because he wants those rookies to get in there and get experience. So I'm actually really encouraged by that. That's like a weird way of saying I actually think this is a good thing from Kyle Shanahan to not take advantage or to take advantage of this opportunity to get these reps in there. It does obviously it does concern you when you think about injuries, but then when you look at like the Denver Broncos, Sean Payton, they play their firsts for a reason. He's old school, and he believes get these guys in there, get them hit, get them used to contact, because if you don't do that, then they will get injured. I don't think it's that cut and dry. I don't think it's as simple as slicing it that way. Either you do or you don't. Kyle Shanahan was asked about that today too, by the way. Asked about whether or not the 49ers will play their firsts at all in preseason. And he said, really? He'd really like to, but he doesn't know. That's the way that he put it, essentially. He'd like to get the first team players out there. That's important. But also, it's all going to come down to how the situations play out for the 49ers. So what does that tell me? That tells me that Christian McCaffrey is probably not going to get a look in preseason. You're probably not going to see him until week 1 against the Seattle Seahawks because he used the phrase risk reward, which tells you he's always going to choose reward. Or he's always going to choose to keep Christian McCaffrey safe instead of risking him. So that's where I'm at. Let me know in the comments what you think about all this, you guys. I think Travis Gibson's a good move. I really like that move. Like I phrased it as a super important camp body. That's how I look at it. So I'm really excited they brought him in there. I already told you that I'm a big fan of Jeff Wilson Jr. coming in. I'm a big fan of him as a player, but I'm even bigger fan of the type of move, bringing in a veteran running back in there, especially amongst a very young running back room right now outside of Christian McCaffrey. So Patrick Taylor Jr., we won't forget about you too. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to not say your name or anything as I was talking about the running back room, but I'm excited about what we saw from Corey Kiner. I think there's a nice high upside there. I'm also super stoked that Jeff Wilson, at least for camp, will be around. It'll be fun to see him back in a uniform, although his number's been taken. So we'll see what number he's going to have to wear. All that being said, I appreciate you guys and hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your Monday.